Hey guys, I'm here kind of just to make like a random rant about my annoying, old, crusty, bum science teacher. And I don't get what her thinking process is because a month or two ago, she reported me to a mental health administrator who works at our school because I was twiddling my pencil around it. And I will show you what I was actually doing because no, it wasn't anything that was even close to what she said it was. She said that I was sawing at my wrist, which I obviously wasn't. And I will show you guys with this right here. Just pretend that this is a pencil. I was moving it in between my fingers like this. And she immediately pulls me out of the room and just starts going off at me and saying, "Oh, you like randomly started sawing at your wrist, so I'm gonna report you to the mental health administrator that works here." And I didn't even do anything. So I sat there for about 7 minutes explaining everything to her, and she doesn't do anything about it. And then later on, I ended up going to a new unit in science. And for that, we were learning about how quickly things dissolve. And so we tested this out with Smarties. And jokingly, we did a thing where we had to crush up the Smarties at one point. And so, just as like a little joke, we snorted them, which it burned terribly. I'm never doing it again. But she just pulls me off to the side and says, "Please don't do that." So when I'm moving a pencil around in her class, it's a completely different thing because apparently it's a suicidal reflex. But when I am actively snorting powder off the table, it's just, "Hey, please don't do that." I really don't understand her thinking process. And she looks fake. She looks like a skinwalker. I swear she's gonna like eat me alive one day. She's gonna take every student's form and pretend to be all of them at once. And I guarantee it. And every single time she just sits there and she doesn't even know what she's teaching. She asks students from each class, the smartest ones, to go up and answer half the questions there. And when you ask for help on a quiz, which, yeah, the school actually lets us get help from teachers, and she is the least helpful person there. She just sits there going over and over and over saying, "Go recheck the question," or "I don't know, go check your notes." And it's honestly getting obvious at this point because every single time that you confront her about it, she just immediately goes into either a defensive mode or she starts hesitating within every single sentence that she goes by. And it's honestly pathetic. If you're gonna teach a class, at least know what you're teaching. But no, she just reads off of the slideshow that the school gives her every single time. And it's like, all of the students know this too. Every single student knows that she doesn't know anything, and she's actually made fun of my friend's friend and started body shaming her and shaming her about her clothing style, and she started making random assumptions and continuously humiliating her in the middle of class. And my now girlfriend reported it to the mental health workers there, and they did nothing about it. She body shamed that the teacher body shamed that girl multiple times, making fun of how skinny she is, making fun of her clothing style and saying that she looks homeless, and then making multiple other claims that I can't repeat. But honestly, I think it's just that people need to be more aware of how many differences things can make from just things being said around them, especially when it comes to people going into adolescence and just being around a very stressful feeling environment where they're afraid of being judged by anything, and they feel like if they do a simple thing wrong, then immediately they're going to be made fun of and bullied and all these different things, when in reality they're not. And I just feel like the schools need to pay attention to who they're actually hiring, because it's like now people are being immediately like sent out for multiple different things, and it's embarrassing because at our school one of my favorite teachers actually got fired for assaulting a student. And I just think that we need to pay attention to what's going on around us and who can be trusted, especially when it comes to adults. Thanks for watching.